yet again to this session, Women in Business. We're always delighted as well to have you. This is Kem Shadorin, always taking you through every Saturday with repeats later on in the week. Now, Women in Business, we are very keen on the inspiring journeys of women, the linkages to resources, as well as mentorship. Now, we also always want to find out, talk to different key stakeholders and find out what is happening. Is leadership happening? Is it working in Uganda? Is it impactful? What is happening in Uganda and elsewhere? To help us through and give us a little bit more insight, today is our topic, Women, Leadership and Sustainable Socio-Economic Empowerment. And to give us insight, we've got an amazing lady who is at the forefront, and we're delighted to have her today on this particular set. We have Miss Emily Akulu, Deputy Executive Secretary for the National Women's Council. You're welcome to the set.
Thank you, Doreen.
Women in Business is always delighted to have women like you.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, you are a leader. You are a leader. You are part of this is an executive arm, right? Mm-hmm. And this is something that is always pushing, inspiring women to come together. The unity, the consciousness, really, yeah. and being able to say, I am in charge of my own development, socially, politically, economically.
And sustainably.
And sustainably
yes,
as well.
Yeah.
How far has it gone so far?
Well, first of all, the Women's Council was established in 1993. That I think it's one of the first women movement wings that the National Resistance Movement established upon coming to power. And basically, our work is to bring women of all walks of lives in all walks of life together. Yeah, we unite women for common causes, and we help them realize their potentials socially, economically, and politically. Actually, in the theme, you mentioned women socially, economically. You forgot the other bit. I hope it was forgotten only.
Socio-economic empowerment.
Socio-economic and
yes.
political.
And political empowerment as well.
Yeah. Because those two work together. Okay. We believe that when women are empowered to lead in different places, then we can achieve all the others. If you have women in parliament who are informed, empowered, and know why they're in parliament and why they're doing what they do, and being accountable and responsible, then economic and social comes in very, very easily. Yeah, it just flows.
It flows.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean the Women's Council is a political organization. Like I said, we take women of all walks of life. Women, we don't mind what where you're coming from, what is your religion, what's your tribe, but we care about your nationality because we are talking of women of Uganda here. Yeah, so, and for me, what I say, women should always be women first before anything else.
Putting everything aside.
My tribe is woman. My religion is woman. My political party is woman. After that...
Political party is woman?
Yes. My
not
political
gender.
party... No, woman first. Because women should always come together for causes that make them happy.
Yeah.
So if I consider women issues and I'm in this political party, I have to look for, are they looking after women? Do their missions and goals,
do they resonate?
Yeah, do they resonate with what we do? And actually talking about that, we partner with organizations of all walks of life that have causes that are good for women. Uganda
has done very well in enabling, leadership. Yeah. Yes, and right from the top. This has been, it's really a clean slate, if I can call it. A clean slate when you come to look, Prime Minister at one time, Vice President, down all through the chains. Uganda is doing quite well. It is a model country, actually, for quite a number. And it's highlighted as well. But you also have a couple of different voices coming in and saying, you know what, from the women themselves that are looking on through the windows, they're saying, but are we really represented by these women who are in leadership? Right. How come I'm still struggling? How come I cannot access financing? How come when I'm sick and I get into the health center, I cannot access the medicine? And then, of course, you have the fact that that when they get in, yes, the members, the different representatives, once they get in, then sometimes what you had hoped for does not realize. How does that come into play?
So now that's where the National Women's Council comes in. That's what I was telling you before, that we make sure that leaders know why they're where they are, first of all, why they're doing what they do, and basically feeling responsible, feeling a sense of accountability to the people that elected them. So women leaders, but we look at women who are at the policy level, at different levels. So the political wing is very important to us, because for us, National Women's Council, we do countrywide empowerment of women in leadership. And actually, we believe that the National Women's Council is a bakery of leaders.
A bakery. Churning out leaders at any one time, all throughout.
It's a bakery. We believe that if somebody passes through the hands of the National Women's Council,
they come out
they
changed.
can't go wrong. There are women who have gone through our hands. I will say ours because the organization, but some of them are older than me, like Honorable Elena Samo. She's a tested leader. She's doing what she does because she started leadership from the grassroots level. We also now have women leaders who have gone through the National Women's Council, like the woman MP of Lira, Honorable Linda Auma, who is still the vice chairperson of the National Women's Council, being that the elections have not yet been held. We have Dr. Agnes Apea. She's our Women's Council representative in Amalatau. So you can imagine that. I also believe that our networks down help them go to where they are. Because when you show women that you care for them, and when you show women that you can be this leader that they really need, they will elect you.
Yes.
Except for what you ask for now, after elections.
Yes, what
are they
else?
happy with you? Are you doing what they really desire of you? What they expect, their expectations, are they being met? Now that's what comes in. And of course, for our leaders who have been there, I haven't had anything that's...
is on the contrary.
Yeah, actually, like for Honorable Linda, you saw that she was appointed chairperson of the Agricultural Committee of Parliament, which is something that every woman would have loved right now. So for us, Women's Council, we are proud because we feel like our products are showing really how they were brought up, and they're making it real. So the bit of saying, did women reach wherever they reached, whether it's at the local government level, parliamentary level, or even women in big organizations, big and small, women leading in CSOs and multinational organizations.
I sometimes think that the women in CSOs normally push so hard. Maybe it's because they're very vocal, maybe it's because they're always in the media, because they seem to push so hard for the issues that affect us, whether it comes to the health of the woman, whether it comes to justice, whether it comes to accessing legal aid. They seem to push a little bit louder than the other women at a different forefront. And that is when it comes down and we say, sometimes, do these women who are seeking for elections, our women that we send out there, do they just come to us when they're looking for votes? What do they do? Because you have the males complaining about the men that they get to send there, saying sometimes you get there and then you start your own, you fix your eyes on your own selfish. Yes, so and others as well believe that sometimes the women that also get there forget what took them there. They forget the masses of women that are pushing them. What do you think about that? Is that true?
It's well, I can't say not true because that's a definite answer, but I think there's need for balance. First of all, if you talk about CSOs and women in political leadership, those are two different angles of looking at it. These other ones are straight advocates and pushers. They want to get their information to get in. And then these ones are more of receivers. When the CSO women talk, they listen, and then their work is to put in practice. The question is, do they listen and put it in practice? Then the other one, for them, their advocacy is more within the parliaments, within their political representation spaces. So if it's parliament, if they said this, or if you're seeing these kind of things in the community, what are you doing as a woman?
Yeah.
When budgets come, how much percentage do you advocate for women in different sectors of government and MDAs? So yeah, so that's where the challenge. Sometimes you might also not feel that
there is something down
yeah,
there.
because also women elect us, or women elect themselves. But when you reach the spaces, you're supposed to now advocate for children, for social services, which everybody uses.
Yeah.
Although there are special instances where you think that water is more of a woman's burden. So
Yeah.
how do I, as a member of parliament, as a district councillor, how do I participate to make sure that women's interests are catered for in the budget?
Yeah.
If it's water, even if it's education, how much is provided for such that a girl child is comfortable?
Yeah.
Are the toilets, systems friendly? So those are the details that sometimes maybe us, the women leaders,
are not knowledgeable about.
Maybe knowledgeable, but
not
ignore a bit.
Yes, ignore a little bit.
Yeah, so they speak general, but there are also those that go now to the technical level. When I finish pushing for education for this percent now, or health, what's the technical person doing now to break it so that the women's part is well taken care of?
I think, to me, just as so many other viewers out there, to us, maybe we are used to a more vocal brand of women, yes? And those are the ones maybe that we would gravitate to. We have the Salam Musumbas, we have the Matembes. Those were women that blazed it before. So I think we have normalized that the woman that will push, yes, that will get results, has to be, has to be that sort of woman. So when we get the very quiet ones, the ones that get in there, sometimes when they are given an opportunity, and you notice very well such bills such as the domestic bills and things like that, they should be the very first people at the forefront to push for some of these things, knowing that once some of these bills are passed, once there are reforms made that come down to the woman, everyone is going to benefit. But sometimes we are let down because they are very passive, and I don't speak for all of them. I'm just saying that the aggression, the aggressiveness does not show out when it comes to some of these spaces, and it comes from top to bottom as well. What is your grooming all about within the council?
The council believes in capacity building in terms of you cannot have capacity that's good enough if you don't have information. So the council gives information to women. If policies are passed, if government programs come, if whatever it is that looks like women, when we go out there to train women in leadership or even entrepreneurship and all that, we put all of those as components of the trainings. But most of all, what I believe in is that the other group, the Matembe group, as you call it, the Matembe group was a very powerful group, and their impact has shaken the country from different angles. Not everyone is created the same. There are people who speak softly like you, and maybe me a little bit. I'm a bit political sometimes, yeah. There are people who speak softly but have information, and good information. What they need is empowerment to push. And they need empowerment to negotiate. Yeah, because in parliament, for example, local government, it's a negotiation. If you don't have that capacity to negotiate, you can't even stand up and hold a mic. There are women in parliament who even fear to get up and talk. But when they are the committees, they are the ones that speak. So that's also something that needs to be considered, that there are people of different categories. There are people who will not struggle with men to raise their hands. Like, I cannot stand up and say, hey, I want to speak, you know? That's not how I was brought up. And also probably that's not my kind of empowerment. So there's need to create space. There's need to create a system.
To create a system again within
the system, within that space. The women need to have
Come together?
Yeah, they're together, ideally. But the women need to agree on how they want to do this, really. Like if you're more vocal and you stand up to speak, and a friend had spoken to you about something, you said, I had a side discussion with this. You know, now that's what they call partnership in leadership. When we were in the parliament canteen, we had a discussion with this, and she told me this. Now the speaker will say, oh, okay, Honorable, do you want to tell us more? That's good. That's, you're bringing up, you're encouraging somebody. We call it probing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're probing somebody to make them speak. They will come and say exactly what they had said, and even add more. There you realize that women have picked up the spirit. The next time she will speak, it won't be somebody making reference because she has tested it.
To give her the first step, to hold her hand, to come out.
And to make her feel like, oh, I can be listened to by the whole parliament. Now that is great. Yeah. But there is this phobia. And then also there are women who have just kept within their spaces. The whole country knows it's this person.
Yes.
And that's it. And
that is it.
Yeah. So the spirit of pulling each other needs to be encouraged more.
The spirit of lifting each other up.
Yeah.
And supporting.
Lift up. Pull me by your side and lift me up. Yeah.
That would work. That would work. And I believe, you know, I wish, I know there is a women parliamentary, you know, there's a grouping there. Yes, that really is vocal as well. It pushes out. But you keep seeing the same faces come out every now and then. You keep seeing them, and yet they're very good. I'm very sure that as part of the parliament, let's even talk from the top. There are very good women there that have wonderful ideas. It just needs you to hold their hand a little bit, and so that they can get a little bit of your confidence and stand up.
Use your energy.
Yes,
use your energy to pop.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm not quite sure what to say about this, but WOPA, I expected them to do marvelous things. I still expect. I appreciate what has been done, but when I said that women need to come together, that would have been in the form of WOPA. I don't know how many times they hold meetings as female members of parliament and discuss specific bills and concerns. Because there's even an instance, I will give you a simple example. There's an instance in parliament, it's still ongoing, I think. A member of parliament, female one, a male member of parliament went to her constituency and said all sorts of things about her, including she's a parliament prostitute, she's all this kind of, she's a fool, all those things that they said about her.
Competitor?
No. It was a male member of parliament who is not even
a male member of
exactly.
parliament. Yes.
I think you follow that. Now you get the information. So up until now, because me, I'm a technical person, there are things I cannot come up to mention because they supervise me. I am disappointed that organizations like WOPA, this time not only WOPA by the way, even other CSOs have not come out to defend her, to console her, to say it's okay. Because what I saw, she said, Madam Speaker, I don't know if it was the Speaker herself or the Deputy, but what I remember, she wanted her issue sorted somehow really, because when you're intimidated by a student, your issue is sorted at the school level. You don't have to say, no, this is not a parliament matter. No, it's a parliament matter. If my friend is abusing me and we are from the same school, then the headmaster has to come in, right? So until she became really hard on that. That's when they allowed her to speak. She said, he said so many things about me. He said this, he said that. And I'm not that person. I could feel her.
Character assassination.
I'm not that person. So why did they have to wait until she says, I'm not that person? I saw the sadness in her. Such a woman member of parliament will never be free within her space. No. So why didn't the CSOs that say they speak for women, and why did WOPA make a statement? If they made a statement, I apologize. But I think I've been waiting for that from the women, even the women, the old.
And this is what I was going to say. And this is what I was going to say.
Unless you had.
And the council as well. The council as well coming in.
Yeah, and the council, we had discussions with women at the village level, and we gave them such examples as a sign of things that discourage women from being good leaders. Things that even happen during elections where men don't want women to try, constituency, county members of parliament, they don't want. If you try, now you begin getting those things. Is she a man? Is she what? Does she have the other thing that men have?
Yes.
So in electoral intimidation, and now if it goes up to the level of member of parliament, then how about the woman representing at the parish level? So that is what I expected our women leaders to come out and rebuke. And so there are many. Now if you say, talk of advocacy, my chair is preparing to say something about it, but I don't want to preempt it, but we are set aback by the tax that has been levied on Pampers and sanitary towels. I was actually very much touched when the former speaker, the current Deputy Prime Minister, Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga, mentioned it. She said, you cannot be taxing babies. And indeed, if you tax Pampers, you are taxing babies. And if you tax sanitary towels, you are taxing teenage mothers, you are taxing girls whom, if they can't afford, they'll ask a sugar daddy or any other person who can provide. That's how exploitation comes in. Me, you can tax me Pampers, I'll not feel it. But who are the majority users? It's the young people.
Who rely on someone else.
Yeah, who rely on somebody else to give. Because they don't make money, they're not employed. Now you imagine like students. We are talking of cervical cancer and all these things, but there are materials that young people use that may escalate infections in different ways. So I want to make a statement on that, really, using this channel, that we are so disappointed with the female members of parliament. I said this last year at a policy document released by, no, it was a equal opportunities report by the commission, yeah? I said it and they denied it. I said taxes were being levied, but now it's open.
It's out there in the open.
Yeah, it's open. So I really I request that let women be for women. If women elected you, don't worry about the other who has a card. The one who is using sanitary towels will become a voter also in future. But what affects them affects their mothers. It affects their big sisters who vote you. If a woman doesn't have Pampers for her child, she cannot go for council meeting because she cannot carry the baby and take them to which place now?
Someone will say they'll use nappies.
Imagine that.
Yes, you know, there are very many women still using nappies.
I would use nappies too, but it should be at my convenience. Yeah. Because I also think that sometimes the babies need nappies. But Pampers is for total convenience. Yeah. When you go to the market, if you go with 3 Pampers, you're safe. But if you go with 1, you're in a hurry to go back home because the baby is not okay. Yeah, so basically, and sanitary towels. If we care about our younger generation, let us retrieve that which we have done.
Another one will say for the women in the market, it is now easier to be able to access the different Pampers, because you know that these days you can get into a shop and get 1 Pamper. Yes? Yes, a piece of the Pamper. So the others will look at it and say, you know what, let's look at empowering this lady so that she can have enough money to buy the 1 piece until she gets to the packet.
Yeah, but there are things that you cannot negotiate. Pampers cannot wait for the empowerment. Start from the taxation level. That is empowerment. You're empowering that woman to do what she wants to do. Yeah, and you're making the babies healthy. I'm not saying Pampers are extremely healthy, but when a woman has to do something side by side, motherhood, then Pampers is the immediate rescue.
Yes. And on that note, let's take just a very short break as we ease off and look at this from a different angle. Let's take a short break and we'll be right back after this message.